All right, 2012, I had just had my first experience with the Lord. He had unseared my conscience, showed me my true nature. Wonderful experience. It's already been about 10 months now. That happened in Elmore State Penitentiary. 10 months go by, I am in Mobile work release. Okay. Now I done read through the gospel, just the 4 gospels, maybe 3 or 4 times, something like that. And I kept coming to the part where it said demon possession, and all the different demons that got cast out. And my mind's tainted, by movies, the world, Exorcist, stuff like that. And so I was having difficulties believing that. Now I could believe there are miracles and all that, because in my mind I'm saying, okay, you're Jesus, you're God, you did these things, no one else could do them. But this demon possession I was having problems with. So I go to an elder, I talk to him. I said, man, I just can't. I was like, he said, pray about it. And so that was probably, looking back now, that's the most fervent prayer I probably have ever prayed, like from the bottom of my heart. I said, probably that night, I think I went and I said, I read my Bible. It was time for bed. I said, Lord, I am having problems. I said, Lord, I can believe everything in here, everything I've read so far, your whole gospel. I cannot wrap my mind around these demon possessions. And I said, Lord, show to me, reveal to me, show me something. And then I closed the Bible up, because I prayed for so many different things. By that point, I closed my Bible up, forgot about the prayer. Well, about 3 nights later, now if anybody's ever been in a penitentiary, you know that if it gets dead quiet in there, something's wrong. Something very bad's about to happen. Something's going on. And it was nighttime again. I done read my Bible. I said my prayers. I pulled my sheet up over my head. I'm laying there, and I hear that it gets dead quiet in there. And you can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Somebody's in there whispering. You'll hear them. There's always something going on. Nothing was going on, and it was still early, maybe 10. And everybody got quiet. The whole room got quiet. And then I hear clink, 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 clink. And I was like, I'm already stressed out now at this point, because everything got quiet. I pulled the covers up over my head and I sit up. All I do is sit up in my rack. I had a top bunk. Anybody been to penitentiary? There's rows, bunk beds, just steel bunk beds, and there's rows of them. They got us in there. When I sit up, I look over to the next row, one bed up. I've got like the best seat in the house. There's this kid that I already done worked with. I already had a job and was going in and out of the camp. Kid I worked with, real obnoxious. I didn't work with him. I stay away from him. He was probably about 18, 19 years old, loud, always taking the Lord's name in vain, always just super obnoxious. One of those kids you just get away from, when you see them coming. And but they've been smoking, the whole camp smoking that fake weed, synthetic weed. And he's crazy on it, just smokes it all day, just absolute nuts. Well, I sit up and it's that kid. He ain't got no shirt on, he's got pants on, but he is on his back. His arms are contorted inside, and his legs are contorted up in his belly. On top of his belly, contorted, twisted up, and they're like sitting in his chest too. So he is looking like a pretzel, but his back is bent like a turtle shell, and he is spinning on his back. And that noise that I heard, the clank, 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 it's his head. He's spinning in the floor, in the non-stick floor, with no shirt on his skin, his back. He's spinning. And it's a steady clank, 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 and his head is hitting the corner of his bed. So every time he spins, his head's going clank, clank, clank. I get all these thugs, all these gangsters gathered around him. I've got the best seat in the house, by the way. I sit right up, and there it is. I don't have to move. But at this point in time, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm completely terrified. I wasn't scared. I was terrified. You know, I've been through a lot of things in my life, lots of things, car wrecks, fights, all kind of craziness, lots of craziness. This terrified me to the point where I'd never been so terrified where I couldn't move. Like, even if I wanted to run, I couldn't move. This was a train wreck. It was horrible, but I could not take my eyes off of it. You got all these gangsters standing around in shock. They're all looking too. Because this boy's body is now defying all laws of everything I thought, you know, in science. I mean, he's spinning like, oh man, like a compass that's gone wild. All right. Now, at this point in time, my mind's tainted, you know, movies, exorcism. I'm thinking that he is actually levitating or whatever. But I look harder and I get a closer look and I see the muscles in his back. And they are moving like a snake. Like a snake's muscles causes it to move. Except his muscles are causing him to spin at a perfect speed. The speed never stops. It wasn't going to stop. Finally, after what seemed like about 2 minutes, which is a long 2 minutes, because I'm terrified. All these gangsters, all these thugs are terrified too. Someone hollers out across the room, "Stop him before he hurts himself." So this big dude that's standing up over him sits in his chest and he's doing all this crazy eyes completely rolled in the back of his head, solid white. That's all you see. He goes, picks him up from behind, and when he picks him up from behind, it's like if he's staring right at me in my bed. And I know this kid's voice. I know it because it agitates me. As soon as he picks him up, the only thing that comes out of his mouth is this earth-shattering shriek. He goes, "Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus." Except I can't do it no justice because it's absolutely terrifying. And the only thing, I got chills in the back of my head right now. The only thing I could get out of my mouth was Jesus. So the guy grabs him. They want him out of here, because everybody's scared too. The big guy drags him out of our dorm, and there's a police officer office right outside our dorm. Well, as soon as he gets him about 20 feet away, that's when I decide to get out the rack. I gotta see the rest of it now. I get down at the rack. I follow him to the door. He lays him down on a mat inside the little control office. There's there's 2 cops in there. Big black lady, real cool, strong lady. This other black dude is older cat who, in his mind, probably believes that he's seen everything because he's been in this prison, working in this prison for years, and probably has seen just about everything except this. Now, I watched this kid lay on this mat, toss and turn in the most unnatural ways. There's nothing natural about this at this point. And I can't exaggerate. I can't explain the story. It's not even, my words are not good enough for what actually happened. I'm trying to tell you, this guy looked over, he's in his chair, sees this dude acting like this and was like, oh, he scoots all the way off. He's freaking out. Black lady standing over him. She goes, oh no. So I watched about 10-15 minutes. I watch him start coming out of it. He finally stops moving. He's laying on there and I'm just watching him. She goes, baby, do you know what just happened to you? He goes, what happened? She said, do you know what you was doing? Do you know where you're at? He said, yeah, I'm in prison. She said, okay, what's the president's name? And he told her the president. Then he said, I have seizures. She goes, oh, she gets real serious then. And I'm standing at the door listening to this. She goes, oh no, baby. She goes, my mama's been epileptic for 30 years. I've had to put spoons down her mouth. We've been on numerous trips to the hospital. She said, baby, that wasn't no seizure. So immediately when she gets, I got chills all over my body. Immediately when she gets done telling him that, she walks in the dorm, storms in the dorm. Did y'all see that? Y'all better get y'all's life together. Y'all better get right with Jesus. Said, that boy's in there possessed by that demon. You need to quit smoking them sticks. It's some kind of gateway to hell. So at that point in time, I realized that be careful what you pray and ask the Lord for, because you just might get it. But honestly, I'm so grateful that that happened, because at that point in time, I said, Lord, if that's real, if this is real, then the rest of this Bible's real too. The rest of your gospel's real. It's all real. There's two different realms that we're living in. There's the spiritual realm and the natural realm. And sometimes they cross over. So anyways, you hear a preacher or somebody say, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. Just know there is an evil prince of this world roaming around trying to destroy people. Anyways, just want to share that with y'all. Jesus loves you. I love you. Goodbye.